Hello. Okay, so I hope you had a good break. Um, we now have 2.5 weeks till the end of semester, which culminates for portfolio class at the portfolio review, which is generally held in Manhattan, sometimes at Adobe headquarters, which is great. I think last time it was somewhere else, but it's a big headquarters of some agency or something like that, and it's a really nice experience. So what happens is um, ideally you bring your own computer or a tablet, and you show people either your website or your portfolio PDF. Now the people you're showing are professionals and professors from City Tech and friends of professors from City Tech, basically people from the design industry. And you sit at a table and you're dressed as for a job interview, which is kind of smart casual. And you have printed out resumes and business cards. You don't really need a cover letter for this kind of experience. But you hand them out, and they will sit in front of you and they will go over your work, and you'll be hearing lots of opinions from people that aren't me, which is a good thing because as you've been hearing my voice all semester long, and you really want to hear from other people as well. Now, sometimes they'll have you set up in front of a computer so you don't need your laptop or your tablet. If you're going for a job interview, you're going into somebody's office, there's always the chance that their Wi-Fi will be down, or that they don't have access to a computer that day, or the big screen is not working. All of these things have happened to me and pretty much everybody you know. So it's always a good idea to bring your own backup. And the advantage of a PDF is that it is backup. You don't need the Wi-Fi for that. You don't need to look at your website. Sometimes people prefer to look at a PDF because it's quick. You just go click, click, click through the different pages of everything that you've laid out. A website, you have to hunt and peck a bit. You have to go to the nav bar and find the right section, and sometimes it doesn't flow easily, and some people just prefer a PDF. Some people want to see your website to see if your website is any good. For me, I would have both. Definitely have both, and have your own backup, but also the place might provide you with a computer that does all the work. Having your own backup also is a mark of professionalism. So if you walk into a job interview and you have every possible base covered, they know that you're somebody they can rely on. So I would back yourself up all over the place. So the final elements that are due for this class are your website, your portfolio PDF, which is going to have the stuff from your website, but just on PDF form, your resume printed out, and I would print out 10 or 20 of them because you'll need them for the portfolio review, but also you might be, handing them out at job interviews already. A cover letter, which I need, but the portfolio review does not need. And then your business card. And your business card needs to have a QR code on it that just goes straight to your website. Most of you have done this already. Not everyone has finalized them, but basically you put a nice big logo on one side, contact information, and QR code on the other. Easy peasy. Because you've done beautiful logos already. You don't need to do that part of it yet. I mean, again. And with your project, you want to finalize the actual heart of the project. If you have a campaign, you make sure all the text is legible, the typos are gone, everything's laid out beautifully the way we've discussed it, and then you make a mock-up of it. If it's a poster, you mock it up on a poster on a bus stop or something. If it's subway ads, you mock it up on a subway. If it's Instagram carousel, you do one of those things where you have the phone and then you have the different cells of the carousel shown on page. And you want to make the design of your PDF such that the projects get the most attention. So I encourage people to have your logo nice and big on the front page of your PDF, but in the rest of the pages, I would just not put your logo there. You try and put as few other elements on each page. Just a little caption. The caption can be short. One sentence, maybe two if it's complicated, but just a small caption that's explanatory if they need to do it. But I have to tell you that what they really want to do is have your project explain itself because it's so beautifully designed and the message is so clear. They probably won't even read the caption. When you're putting your senior project in, that's a little bit different because it's such a big project. So then you can give the project like an opening page. So this is my senior thesis project. This is the culmination of my education here at City Tech, and it's a book about whatever, or it's a campaign for la 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 with lots of elements, and then you can give it a bit of an intro, and then you lay it out. Now, senior projects can be huge. Senior projects, sometimes people like them, sometimes people don't. Sometimes people like elements of their senior project. You don't have to put the whole thing in if you don't want to. You can pick and choose the best parts. Basically, you're showing off your best self. So you can edit you any way you want to. And then sometimes people will have those big, long presentations, like a PDF of, a campaign or like a logo redevelopment or something like that. My instinct is to simplify these presentations, which is kind of a good idea anyway. You can show elements of a presentation. You can show the whole presentation, but I would show the best bits and then say, click here if you want to see the whole thing. So it's like a separate whole PDF. Online, that's not an issue. Online, you can show the whole thing and it's not a problem. In a PDF, you probably want a separate PDF if people want to see the whole presentation. Sometimes they just want to see the results of all your development. So you're going to do mock-up, and then like sometimes you have preliminary sketches, preliminary, tries of a logo or something like that. I would put those at the end of your project. So you start with the final. Say, look at this great thing I did, and this is how I got there. And then you show the process of how you got there. If you start with the stuff that got discarded, it's like these weren't good enough. You want to start with your really strong work, and they say, this is how I got there. That's my take. Not everyone agrees with that. Ultimately, it's your decision, but I would start with the final product. And then you do all these things, and you put them on your website, and you put them in your PDF, and then you say, I forgot to do this, or, this would look better this way. Take time to, like I said before, sprinkle the fairy dust, because sometimes the things that you do right at the last second are what really transforms something. I've seen this happen a bunch of times, because you've been staring at it all semester, or you've been staring at something from 2 years ago and said, why did this go wrong? It's like, oh, I could add this, or I could take away that, and it would work. So allow yourself a bit of time to sprinkle the fairy dust. Okay, so like I said to the Sunday people, I think I'm missing one person. I have an event I can't get out of on Sunday. So most of you are either rescheduled to today on Saturday or Monday. There's one person I haven't heard from. Please get back to me. But now is the crunch time. Now is the time when you really have to pull your fingers out and get this stuff done. And this class is truly the culmination of everything you've done in your education. This class is what is literally going to get you the job. If the portfolio is not strong enough, you won't get hired. All of you can do a strong portfolio. Most of you have not finished your work in any kind of way that is presentable. That's what these 2.5 weeks are for. So this is the time to really get this stuff done. I don't know the date of the portfolio review yet. Professor Eli is going to be telling us in the next 10 days or so. If you have jobs, this would be the time to say, I'm about to graduate from university. I need to take a couple hours off to do this portfolio review. But I will get you the date as soon as possible so that you can make that arrangement. I will talk to you in our meetings, some of which are today on Saturday. If you have any questions, get back to me. Otherwise, I'll see you in our meetings, but really, now's the time to get the energy together. I will talk to you soon.